So the eyes of the snooker world have once again descended on the Chinese capital. We're here in Beijing for the 11th edition of the China Open and the 10th anniversary of the tournament being housed here at the Beijing University Students' Gymnasium. Over the last decade, some of the greatest players have lifted this trophy, and it's hugely significant because it's the last chance to secure a ranking event title before all thoughts turn to the Crucible and the World Championship. Let's have a quick tour inside at what awaits the world's best. As you get closer to the arena itself, you get a real sense of just what an occasion this will be for all the major players. There's the ticket office just over my shoulder, and rather unsurprisingly, I suppose, after winning the inaugural World Grand Prix in Llandudno earlier this month, Judd Trump's match against Andrew Higginson is already sold out, as are many other of the top first-round matches. Staircase on arrival here at the gymnasium definitely gives you a hint as to how many people can be accommodated here at the venue come the business end of the tournament. When Ding won his 5th ranking title here 12 months ago, there were 2,000 in the arena to cheer him on. Let's get in on the inside and take a look. Well, here's the merchandise stand just inside the main entrance, and this guy's cool. Apparently there's an official mascot. They always have their own way of doing things here in China. No name yet, I can't understand why, but the observant among you will have spotted this mascot has every one of the snooker colours. Brilliant! We should sell these at the Crucible. Well, here we are down where the action happens. This is table 1, and there are 6 for the beginning of the China Open. First thing I've noticed, the advertising around the side of the tables is in LED. Now, over my shoulder, you can see the commentary position, and you may be able to spot Brendan Moore over my shoulder there, one of Britain's finest referees, very proud Sheffield man. And just behind Brendan, you can see the photographer's booth, but no glass, so they've got to be very careful when they're clicking for the pictures. Really good places to watch. Obviously, the best seats are right beside the main table. There's a brilliant VIP section with the kind of heated seats that you'd see at Premier League football, and then sweeping all the way round to the back, you've got seating all around the main arena, but these are the best places to watch the action from. Really good vibe here in Beijing. Well, the practice table set up here at the gymnasium is pretty cool because as you wander down from the information desk, you can stop here and have a look at the players through the glass. Alan McManus is just knocking up behind me, and I can also see Jimmy Robertson and Jack Lisowski going through their final few paces before heading out onto the arena floor. Really cool that you can just stop and have a look at the guys. Normally the practice table setup would be entirely enclosed. Maybe the players don't like it as much as we do, but brilliant to be able to see them going through their last few balls as they knock up. This is the flash interview position, and in case we forget, all the snooker is live on CCTV5. Now this is a bit similar to how we do it at the Crucible with the Champions Ball, when we do the quick grabs with the players when we come off live on the BBC. But we don't ever see as many lights as this. 8 massive spotlights for the live interviews, and it's absolutely boiling out here. They don't do things by halves. Well, of course, one issue when you come to tournaments abroad is a possible language barrier, but that is no problem here because Yun is the official translator. So Yun, just give us an idea as to what your role will be over the week.
Oh, during the week, I pretty much just stand by for whoever needs help. If there's any language barriers, I try my best to help out culturally and linguistically.
So is your voice heard on national TV? Do you translate the British players' answers into Chinese?
For the most part, I think the press releases are locally broadcasted, so I don't know if they get it in the UK, but they can find it online.
So, are there any words that British players come out with that you have to think, I'm not quite sure what that means? You're obviously totally bilingual, but I'm talking about bits of slang that sometimes come into interviews.
Yeah, of course. I was raised in the States and in Taiwan, so some of my lingo is a bit off, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward.
Well, enjoy the week. You've got some of the very best snooker players in the world here. It's all at stake, so have a great time.
Thank you very much.
Well, the last place the players have to come is, of course, the press room to do their interviews, win or lose. This guy's normally on the other side of the table. Hector, you cover so much snooker here in China, and there's a lot of prestige on this one because it's the last ranking event before the World Championship.
That's right, Rob. Yeah, no, it's been around for a long time. It's the most established Chinese event. As you say, a lot of prize money here. I think it's a very interesting tournament because there often is something on it for the Crucible, but it's a huge event in its own right. A lot of prestige, and I think the players, they're a little bit split about whether they'd rather go the whole way and obviously have success in this tournament, but perhaps have a little bit less recovery time for the World Championship, or whether they'd almost not be too unhappy, sort of perhaps going out in the quarterfinals and having that bit extra time for the absolute biggest one of the season. But I think you'd probably find some different opinions on that about match sharp and wins and being fresh for the Crucible. But it's a fascinating tournament, always, this one.
Well, I travelled with you to Chengdu for the inaugural international championship, and you go out to India. You go absolutely everywhere. What differences are there here? What's the general feel of the tournament in contrast to maybe some of the other events?
Well, I think this one and Shanghai are the most established. As you say, we've been to Chengdu, and that's becoming a very big event as well. But this is probably the original and the best. I mean, Ding is a huge hero here. I think the difference is probably the way that he's fated. All the players here, they treat it with very good humour. All the UK sort of an island-based players would often get asked about Ding and his prospects before how they've done in their match, and they know that happens here, and they treat it with very good humour for the most part, and it's just part of the culture. And but I mean that's a different aspect. Obviously, a lot of Chinese players involved here this week, and we've seen certainly on day one the wildcard Zhao Xintong win again his wildcard match. He's won so many matches this season. He's a real menace for the tour players in that wildcard spot. So it's the intense focus on the Chinese players is huge. But if and when they fall out, then you'll find the Chinese are very respectful of the other top players, and they'll swing in full support behind them as well.
Well, great to talk to you. Keep up the good work, Hector. A long way to go here. Good luck getting over the time difference. So here we are. That was your tour of the gymnasium. A brilliant tournament with a lot of prestige, and there will be some top-class snooker to come over the next few days.